everyone, I'm Kaitlin.
And I'm Jillian.
And we are the hosts of the OK Drama podcast.
We're two friends recap and break down K-dramas one episode at a time.
Yay!
Yay!
Egon's in the house.
Yeah. After I literally just said, I'll go first, because I don't hear Egon.
he heard his name.
Yep, little punk. Oh my god.
So funny.
Something else.
Well, I think our AC is on. I can kind of hear it, like, in the mic, but it's too dang hot to not have the AC on
I
anymore.
turned ours off a moment ago. So at least there's not that noise coming through.
Well, yeah, our windows are super old, so our house is like a little oven.
It's either too hot
or too cold.
During, like, every other day, and then too cold in winter.
Yes.
Yeah,
we have very poor insulation.
So, really shitty windows.
I know. So, yeah, maybe one day we'll replace the windows, but...
Maybe with all your Doge, you can replace your windows.
I know. I got sad when I was looking. I was like, it's going back down.
I know. I couldn't stop watching today. Guys, buy some Doge if you got like $1.
Yeah, you can buy a lot. I somewhat stupidly, but maybe not stupidly, I bought some more yesterday and this morning when it was kind of high.
I bought more this morning.
Yeah, because I was like, I need to keep going up. I'll just buy more.
And then it went down.
Yeah. But I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't, like, lost... I mean, I don't know cryptocurrency, but I'm like, I feel like it'll go back up again, and I only put like $40 in, so it's not that big of a deal.
That's what I put today. Wow.
Yeah, because it's not quite 50, so it's
yeah.
like... Cause
it's like hovering at like 12.9. It's very close to 13 again.
Yeah, so we're good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Guys, buy Doge. It's really easy, and
it's just really exciting to watch. Don't like put your savings into it.
No.
Just your fun money. Like if you were going to go to Vegas for a weekend and you had like money that you were set to possibly lose. It's your fun money, your play money. Do that.
Yeah, Alex did that in Doge, and I did that in GameStop, and we all know what happened to GameStop. Did not work, and I'm like...
Not when you went in, at least.
No, I went in a little too late. I didn't buy it at the highest, but I bought it when it was already getting high, and then it crashed, and then I panicked, and I sold it a little too early. I think it still hasn't gotten as high as where I bought it, but, you know... Not interesting. Guys, I lost money in GameStop. It's fine. But we've made money in Doge, so...
Yes. Yeah,
like,
all of my little stonks, all my little cannabis stonks are down. But Doge is my little savior.
I know, yeah. I've already made, like, almost $75 in Bitcoin. So,
nice.
Thanks. I've set my little... I guess, recurring payment. So every month I'm giving $5 to Tesla and $5 to Bitcoin. Because I'm like, over time...
It accumulates.
Yeah. And then, like, maybe by the time I die, I'll own half a Bitcoin.
Oh my god.
But...
Can you believe that at one point, Bitcoin was just like a couple $100s?
I know.
Like in 2016... we could have bought a Bitcoin.
I know. It's so frustrating.
And, like, today, people were posting their Doge amounts. And some people have, like, $1 million. Because they bought Doge when it was, like, 0.002.
Yeah.
And they have, like, thousands and thousands and thousands. And I'm just like, fuck. Why didn't I know it existed?
I know. Alex and I were talking about... But the thing is, like, I feel like even in 2016, like, $300 was still a lot of money for us.
Totally.
I mean, $300 is a lot of money still. But it's not, like, make or break you.
Totally.
Like, I can pretty confidently say in 2016, I did not have $300 extra where I would be okay if I lost it.
No.
So... And, like, I probably couldn't have I would have had to buy Bitcoin in, like, 2010 when it was, like, $20.
Real low, yeah.
And I did not know that was a thing.
No, I didn't either. No one told me.
Guys, if you have any, like, insider knowledge on cryptocurrencies that we should invest in, let us know. Because I have Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Ethereum Classic, I think.
I have Litecoin. I have, like, 2 and something Litecoin. And they're worth, like, 700 something.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I just leave that one alone. I thought about pulling it out and putting it in Doge, but I was like, no, just leave it.
That seems like
I don't know how big it's going to get. So.
A stable coin. But, yeah. Ethereum Classic is just kind of like one that I could afford. So I think I own 2 Ethereum Classic coins, but they're pretty cheap. But I was like, whatever, I'll just buy these and maybe one day they'll be like a couple hundred. Yeah. Probably never as big as Bitcoin, but.
Yeah. There are some people that are like, Doge is going to get to $8. Like, I don't know about that, but I'll take it.
I'm like, can we just get it to $1, please?
Seriously. Anyway.
This
isn't financial advice. This is not a financial podcast. Kaitlin and I know almost nothing about money, other than we like money. We want money.
We have
a little bit. I spend too much of it on food.
Yeah, I've been doing better about that. Other than good. I'm still spending quite a bit, but I'm like buying nice groceries instead. I got a subscription to Thrive Market. So I've been like obsessed with those magic noodles that are only like 10 calories a serving because they're made from mushrooms.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. I got some at Costco. It's the same premise, but the ones at Costco are more flat, kind of like pad thai noodles. So I've mostly made it with that. But then I did make like Korean spicy noodles, like bibimbap, with some others, and it was pretty good. Like they have like angel hair kind, and then they have a spaghetti kind, which I'm like, I feel like it would be good if you made like a little baked spaghetti situation.
Since you have a Costco membership question.
Okay.
Lavette got a membership to some place that's kind of like a Costco Sam's Club, but it's more like in the Northeast area. And she was saying that they have like tons of vegan options. And she was talking about like how amazing it was. And like there are bags of like Gardein, but like the huge bags. What is Costco's vegan situation like?
They have quite a bit. Like there's a bunch of articles. It's like 23 vegan, like your favorite vegan snacks at Costco. They definitely have, I think last time we were there, they had like the little mandu, the vegetable kind. So those are vegan. And then they have like, we bought a bunch of Beyond burger patties there that were like really cheap. It was like 6 for $7 or something.
Wow.
So they have stuff. Yes. That is the short answer. Like, I wouldn't say it's like, obviously it's not all vegan, but I think especially if you like do your research ahead of time, you can probably like find stuff. But Alex and I just like saw stuff as we were kind of walking around. But
yeah, I can't decide if I should attempt to do a membership.
Well, if you want, maybe we can have a little Costco date now that we're all vaxxed.
That could be fun.
Yeah, because I did like a lot of, not meal prepping, but like, I guess semi-meal prepping. I didn't make meals, but I like prepped ingredients, if that makes sense. So like, I chopped and boiled a bunch of potatoes and froze them. So like, I have a lot of frozen shit. Like, I have frozen gravy. I have frozen, like, soup stock that I made myself. Oh yeah, like a lot of the produce at Costco is super cheap, so I like froze a bunch of carrots. I don't know, guys, is this really interesting? What's your Costco situation like?
We haven't hung out and talked in a little while.
I know.
Oh, also, Andrew and I are getting a new fridge. It's supposed to come on Sunday, and it's like a cute little retro baby.
Oh, cute.
And I'm excited. But it's a little bit skinnier than our current one. And we're like, okay, maybe this will, like, inspire us to keep the fridge clean.
Yeah.
And, like, not have so much shit. And I told Andrew, like, okay, you get full authority to be as OCD as you want with this fridge. Please do it.
Yes.
And don't leave anything in there that you're not going to eat.
Yeah. Alex and I had to get a new fridge because ours broke. And we looked into getting a little retro fridge, but either they were, like, out of our price range or they were, like, too small for what Alex wanted. Because I do like to freeze stuff. I am a freezer. So
I'm not a freezer.
A lot of the retro fridges have very tiny freezers.
Yeah.
So I was like, ew. So then we'd have to, like, get an extra freezer for all my meal prep bullshit.
Yeah,
but I have been cooking a lot more. So.
I'm not a meal prepper. I'm not a meal freezer. I think we can manage a slightly smaller fridge.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we get a lot of, like, wasted food, unfortunately, that we just don't get to. Like, it gets pushed back and, like, hidden behind other things. And I'm like, oh, that went bad, like, 6 months ago. Whoops.
Yeah, that's why I've been freezing stuff.
Smart.
I have, like, so many tabs open of, like, how to freeze potatoes, how to freeze carrots, how to freeze onions.
Nice.
I'm, like, freezing fucking everything. Okay, but guys, this is not a freezing or Costco or cryptocurrency podcast. It's actually a podcast about K-dramas.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not. 12 minutes in. I always wondered, like, when you listen to My Favorite Murder or other podcasts, I'm like, guys, it's already, like, 20 minutes and you haven't even gotten to
you haven't gotten to the murder. I love when the girls from My Favorite Murder just rant, though.
I do, too.
They have great stories.
They truly do. Guys, this is a great segue into our socials. If you want to talk to me about cryptocurrency or freezing meal prep, please hit me up on Twitter at OKDramaPod.
If you have a tiny fridge, tell me your tips on Instagram at OKDramaPodcast.
Yeah, you can also talk to us about drama stuff, but...
Yeah.
The main things we're focusing in our lives right now are cryptocurrency and our fridges.
Yes.
Because now we're in our late 20s, early 30s, and I guess that's what you care about.
A cute fridge and good food.
Also, please rate and review the podcast. 5 stars.
5 stars,
Thank
please.
you. And we have a Patreon where you can get bonus episodes and just, like, hang out with us on another place on the internet. We have episodes covering Kim's Convenience, Strangers from Hell, Sky Castle, and much more.
Couple of movies.
More movies to come.
Yes.
I didn't realize there were so many movies I wanted to see on Viki. Like, I never really explored the movies page.
Yeah.
But, so I'm excited for that. And we have an Etsy where we have cute pins and patches and stickers. Super, super cute. So that's it.
Yeah, that is it.
Oh, and Daebak Box and Fashion Chingu.
Yes.
Just follow our little
links.
I know. There's really cute stuff on both websites. And if I had a bunch of Bitcoin, I would spend some of it at those two places.
Yes.
So, coming full circle. But we're here to talk about Lovestruck in the City, episodes 13 and 14.
Yes, and I will start us off.
Yes.
On a 13. All right. Have you ever blacked out is the title.
Have you ever blacked out?
Mm-mm.
I haven't either. I've only gotten, like, super drunk, like, 3 times in my life. And I've only, like, thrown up, I think, because of alcohol, like, once. It's toss-up as to whether it was alcohol or Jack in the Box. Probably a little bit of both. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a huge drinker.
I've thrown up 3 times.
From alcohol?
Mm-hmm. I don't like alcohol.
No, that's why I'm surprised that...
Yeah. Once in college.
Mm-hmm.
And twice in the last, 3 years.
Mm.
That one time, I told you that one time in Baltimore, right?
Mm-mm.
I didn't tell you?
Maybe you did. I don't know.
I'll tell you so that way the pod can hear it too.
Okay.
Andrew and I went to a movie, and then we met Norby and Lovette for, just some drinks at some place, and they have what are called hubcap margaritas, where it's a margarita literally in the hubcap.
You told me
cool.
this.
Yes. And so I'll tell you again so everyone can hear it, because it's a funny story. And everything was great. Andrew and I shared one. Norby and Lovette shared one. It was lovely. And then we went back to their place, and then we went to this Ethiopian restaurant, and we had a big old platter, and it was great. It was a cold-ish evening, I think. I don't remember. I feel like I had a jacket. But towards the end of the meal, I started to get really warm and really flush. And Lovette started laughing at me, and she's like, "You are so red right now." And she was just poking fun at me. It's like, "I know, I'm hot, okay?" And then they're getting ready to pay, and I was like, "I'm just going to go wait outside." And so I sat down outside, and then Andrew came, and then I threw up outside of this Ethiopian restaurant. And Norby and Lovette came out, and I didn't want people to think I was throwing up food from the Ethiopian restaurant, so I was trying to walk away, and as I was walking, I was just vomiting more while walking. And Norby was like, "I don't understand why you kept walking if you were throwing up." It's like, I didn't want to throw up on the restaurant. I didn't want people to see me throwing up food at this restaurant. But it was just a very lovely Baltimore thing to do, I fit right into the city. But yeah, that was the last time that happened. And I don't drink a lot anymore. I didn't even drink a lot then either. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I just get really bad headaches, and I get really I get bad hangovers basically. But I just sitting outside of a restaurant just reminded me when I was I think I was I had just graduated from college, and Alex's sister was doing those pub crawler things.
Oh,
So we went on one, and we went on one on a Sunday, because we were all kind of working weird jobs at the time, so no one worked on Monday. And it was kind of a matinee situation. So we were done with the pub crawl by 7. And or it doesn't matter what day of the week it was, but all I know is we were done early, and I was drunk as a skunk sitting outside of Whataburger. I couldn't make myself go in, because I was
oh my God,
they'll know. And so I was just sitting on the curb outside of a Whataburger in Austin, in this suburbs area, not downtown where you would expect to see a drunk person. I was just just compose myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
you're not there at 2 a.m. like the other drunk crazies.
No, it's are you an alcoholic? Why are you sitting outside of a Whataburger? Fucking shit-faced.
Oh my God.
But it's so fun.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Anyway. Just curious.
All right. So no, neither of us have ever blacked out. Thrown up, yes. Blackout, no. I'm happy with that.
Yes.
Netflix says, Uno wakes up in Jaewon's home the morning after a boozy night. Once again, they find themselves together in a car on a rainy day. So, the producers ask the participants if they've ever blacked out from drinking. Rini, Kyungjun, Kangwon, and Uno all deny that they would do that. But then Son Young calls them out, and she's talking about how they're all crazy while they're drunk. And when Uno drinks, she gets on a bus and goes to the last stop. And when Kangwon is drunk, I forgot what the fuck he does.
Oh, she met him, he would just go into people's, norebang rooms.
Oh, that's right, yes. Do the karaoke. And Kyungjun goes to sleep in an elevator, and Rini goes to sleep in a little doghouse.
Yes.
Really stupid. And then this leads to Uno drunk on a bus, right? Kangwon is calling her cell phone and wakes her up. She hangs up and starts to drunk text Jaewon, a bunch of random shit that's almost illegible. Jaewon is super grumpy and sad at home, and then he sees weird texts on his phone from a number that he doesn't recognize. He decides to call the number, but a man answers, and then we see the man who answered is the bus driver of the bus that Uno has passed out on. Jaewon realizes it's Uno, and he rushes over to the bus station to pick her up. And I can't believe she kept his number on her phone.
Well, she loves him, Jill.
Oh, bitch, call him,
I know.
and go bone him if you love him.
She's dumb. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. This is dumbass character. I can't.
I
can't
Jaewon,
with her actions.
I like Jaewon more and more.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, why are you so stupid?
If you love him, go to him. Who cares if he's what's-his-face's cousin? Like,
again, also...
Kyungjin doesn't even care that he's his cousin.
I know, like, also your friends don't give a shit, probably, that you made an alias at the beach.
And, you know, I bet had she figured out Kyungjin was his cousin, and instead of being stupid about it, had a conversation and said, like, hey, really crazy shit happened a while back, and I'm, like, chilling here. I've been going by a different name. Sorry to freak you out. But I like you, and I know your cousin, and this is weird. And can we just pretend that we met somewhere else or something?
Yeah.
And I bet he'd have been all for that.
Because he's, like, head over heels in love with her and would do anything she said.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Like, it would have been their little secret of this, like, beach trip. And then they pretend to meet somewhere in Seoul, you know? Like, whatever. Just whatever stupid fucking lie y'all need to come up with to make yourself feel better. Like,
yes.
It was a definitely workable situation.
For sure.
I don't know. What do I know?
I don't know.
Nothing, apparently.
Have you ever made a fake name?
No.
Exactly.
No. Sometimes I want to change my name, though, so that way people will get it right when I order food or order anything, because no one gets my name right.
Lately, especially with the mask, I guess, people have been thinking my name is Steven. And I'm like, I guess it's like Jill and Joe, right? Like,
yes. Kaitlin, Steven. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no V.
I know, but, because, like, literally every time I've gone to pick up food that I've ordered, and they say, like, oh, what's the name under? And I'm like, Kaitlin. And they're like, Steven? And I'm like, what? One, Kaitlin is a very common name. Two, I would get, like, Catherine or, like, Kristen or something like Ka and In. Yeah. But I'm like, where's Steven coming from? I'm a woman.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I recently put in an order at Vegan Avenue, and the guy asked for my name, and I was like, Jillian? And he's like, I'm sorry, what was that? Jillian? Okay, Julian. Well, we have this order for you in 20 minutes. It's like, oh my fucking God.
I know.
How though?
So lately, I've just been putting in Alex, because I'm like, Alex. Alex.
Yes. Yeah, I've tried to really enunciate my letters when I'm, like, in a drive-thru or I'm over the phone or something. Mm-hmm. They still don't get it. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Tell them I'm Sarah, I guess.
Say Alex.
Oh my God. Anyway, so we're at the next morning. Mm-hmm. And basically, like what we saw at the end of the last episode, Una wakes up. She freaks out. She doesn't know where the fuck she is. Mm-hmm. She looks out the little, like, slidey door, and she sees Jaewon making breakfast. And she thinks about sneaking out. She tries to hide, but Jaewon easily finds her because it's obvious, and there's nowhere to hide in this house that doesn't seem to have furniture.
It's, like, very minimalist.
Yes. So he finds her. He asks her to eat breakfast with him, and she says she doesn't want to eat and just wants to talk. Except she doesn't want to talk. She just wants to leave.
Yeah, like, she's not talking. Even though she says, let's talk.
Yeah. Anyway, he questions her about the text and the picture she printed out and asks if she's actually over him and why she wanted to marry him. And he's like, look at these texts of her, like, basically saying, like, I love you, and you were treating me so badly, and blah, blah, blah.
I miss you.
That was the real her coming out. And she tries to keep downplaying all of her feelings at the beach, and she finally comes clean and says that everything he loved about her was a fake personality she created. She says that he doesn't know anything about her since Yoon Suna isn't Leono. And she's sorry she's not her. And then she storms out and leaves Jaewon's apartment. She leaves her suitcase there. And he cleans up. And I'm sorry, who just throws 2 pieces of toast and like a whole plate of eggs in the sink?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, what the fuck? Do you not have, like, anywhere else to throw that that's not in your fucking sink?
I know. Well, I know in Korea they have, like, very strict, like, food waste, recycling, and, like, garbage. So you're supposed to put food waste somewhere else, but I'm like, I know it's on your sink. Like,
I understand you're mad, dude, but I don't know. Fucking do composting or something.
I think it's also funny that he, like, tips it over. So it's not like, fuck this, and just, like, throws it in the sink.
Yeah, it's just, like,
yeah, he just, like, he just, like, tips the eggs out, and I'm like, because, yeah, I get it, like, sometimes, well, I'm never, like, that mad, but, like, sometimes you're just, like, I don't want to fucking deal with this, so you just, like, put it in the sink, full of, like, not rinsed out or whatever. But no, he, like, I don't know, that, I also found that weird.
Yeah.
Oh, Jaewon.
That was wasteful, Jaewon.
Yeah. Eat some toast, Jaewon.
Yeah. So yeah, he does that, but he feels bad, and then he notices that it's raining, and so he goes after Uno because he knows that she doesn't have an umbrella. He's a nice guy and doesn't want to leave her out there, and he finds her waiting under a canopy of a building, and he offers her a ride home. She begrudgingly accepts, and he starts to act a little goofy and sarcastic in the car, and he asks her questions to get to know her more. He plays that song that played, like, in the first couple episodes, and she tries to turn it off. And he's like, no, it's my car.
Yeah. And she's like, were you always this mean?
And then Leono's voiceover says that Jaewon is silly, which is why she fell for him in the first place. And he has a voiceover that says that he just can't bring himself to hate her. And eventually he drives her home, and then they run into Kangwon and Reni. And Reni asks what they are doing together, and then there's just awkward silence with the camera going to each person. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. I really liked their little car time. It was cute.
Yeah.
I'm like, Chang-wook is very charming. And again, I'm like, why could you not have just gotten over your embarrassment to be with this person?
And
he's
again,
great.
Her friends wouldn't have given a shit. And 2, they probably would have been super happy to see that she found someone other than that shithead.
Exactly.
Who cheated on her.
And they're already kind of, like, in their sphere. Their bubble.
And Kyungjun would have been like, oh shit, that's my cousin. Awesome. Like, you picked a good guy.
Yeah.
You know? It's just weird, like, hiding all of this. I feel like her friends will be more confused when they find out that everything is, like, this weird secret.
Yeah.
And they're going to wonder why their close friend that they know so well and always see every day hid this from them.
Kept such a big secret. Yeah. Well, let's keep going so we can learn a little bit more, maybe. I don't know.
All right.
What kind of woman is she? Netflix says, Kyungjun floats the idea of Reni pursuing a career instead of more part-time jobs. Uno's hidden feelings for Jaewon are unexpectedly revealed. That's one word for making out. So we are right where episode 14 ended, but then Reni says they must be together for work. Like, I think there's a motorcycle outside my house.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. So yeah, Reni's like, oh, you guys have like a work meeting, because also Jaewon answered Uno's phone, and basically it's all under the guise of like work stuff, not relationship stuff. blah, blah, blah. So then Uno's like, yes, of course. Okay, I'm gonna go inside. Thanks for the ride. Bye. But then Reni's like, hey, Jaewon, why don't you stay for ramen? Because it rained. And you eat ramen when it's raining, I guess. Jaewon accepts, which pisses Uno off even more. Because she's like, you don't want ramen. And he's like, actually, I do. Thank you.
Actually, I didn't have breakfast.
Yeah, because I threw it in the sink. Also, I'm like, how are her friends so fucking clueless? Like, can you not feel the awkward tension?
Yeah.
Anyway.
2 times now?
Yes. And, like, really a third, like, if we're gonna count to the ramen
Yes.
scene. Okay, so, yes. They eat ramen. Uno makes ramen for everyone, but pointedly leaves the meat out of Jaewon's serving. I think they're kind of like snails or something. I don't know. It's some sort of like crustacean. Like, what are oysters considered? It's like an oyster, but not, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I see a lot of Koreans eating stuff like that, where I'm like, okay. Just those little things where you're like...
Little slimies.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So she puts those in the ramen. And they're like, it's amazing. I felt so awkward for Jaewon because they have so many inside jokes where they're like doing like the little thing and Jaewon's just holding his chopsticks like...
What's happening?
Because like you don't want to join in because you're not in on the joke, but then you're just kind of awkwardly sitting there. It's
waiting for them.
Not a great place to be. So he's like, what the fuck? Especially because when they were at the beach, Uno always gave him like extra portions and like all the meat. So he's like digging through his little bowl of ramen. And then Uno's friends ask about her work meeting. And she's like, yeah, it was fine, but like I'm probably going to turn down the job because it doesn't really fit me. And then Jaewon gets all snarky and is like, well, actually, we might not go with you because I don't even know if you're qualified for the job. So they're kind of, like, fighting in kind of code, I guess. And then Kanggon mentions that Uno isn't in a position to turn down work since their rent is going up by 20%.
I like how he says that so nonchalantly. He's like, you actually shouldn't turn down any job.
Yeah.
Take what you can get.
Yeah. Because she's like, I'm on the up and up and, like, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no, we need money. Obviously Uno flips out and starts yelling about like, this isn't right. You can only raise it by 5% and I'm going to give him a piece of my mind, blah, 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 blah. And Jaewon observes that she's definitely not Sona, but she doesn't seem to be like the Uno that Kanggon or Kyungjun described. Because he was like, yeah, she was like really quiet and chill and like really sweet. And he's like, that ain't her.
Yeah, she's like yelling so much she spits on him. Like a piece of food hits his cheek, and Renee's just like, are you okay?
I'm sorry. Yeah, and then at the end, I know, he's like, ugh. He's really seeing the worst of her. So if he still loves her after all of this, then I guess they're fine. But yeah, then Jaewon's kind of a dick, and he's like, well, the bidding season's coming up, so you better be ready. Just like, really, guy. So then we get a brief little Eunhee Kyungjun story. I'm not like super into them, but they're cute. Whatever. I guess you can't have a whole story about the main couple. But basically, Eunhee and Kyungjun seem to be in different places in their lives. Kyungjun wants Eunhee to find a more stable and maybe like respectable job. I don't know. Like, the respectable part isn't, like, that's not where the emphasis is, but I'm just wondering, like, why does he care? And I'm thinking, well, one, probably because, like, so she doesn't have to worry about money, but two, like, if he wants to get married, I know, like, in Korea, you have to introduce each other to, like, parents, and they're very much like, what do you do? And so, like, if she had a more, quote-unquote, respectable job, like a career, then they could maybe take the next step. Whereas now it's like, she doesn't look like the greatest match for parents.
For
to,
an
like,
architect.
Right. So yeah, basically they're just kind of in different places.
Yeah, and also she's like talking about ways of saving and doing all these weird little things to get more money or to save on money. And he's just like watching like, what?
Like, you don't need to do this.
Why don't you throw this fork out?
Yeah.
It's broken.
Oh, that was sad. Yeah, I kind of see both of their sides, because Denise like, no, I love my life. Like, I like having the freedom to do whatever I want. That. And like, I love how she's like, I don't want to get tangled up with work people. And I'm like,
yeah, I definitely feel that. Like, if I didn't have to worry about money, I would get just like a lame old boring job. I could work at Earthburger part-time, you know, like yes. I go clock in, do my job, and then say fuck y'all and go home and then go back another day.
Yes.
If I didn't have to like worry about paying major bills and stuff, and I didn't want to be a broke ass joke the rest of the time, like I would do that.
Exactly.
I'd go work at like Draft House. I don't know.
Yes. I was just thinking,
like, I don't know.
Like, what job could I get, like, if Moontoki makes it semi-big, where it's like, I still need another source of income, but I don't need, like, I just need a little supplement. And I was like, where would I want to work? And I thought, like, Draft House. And then I also thought, like, just, I don't know, like a little boutique or something.
I would love to work at Draft House.
Oh, yeah.
I used to work at a movie theater, like, I think it was maybe the summer of my first year of college. And I loved it. But it was, like, the cheapy little theater back in Alice. So it's, like, shitty, and they don't accept cards. They only accept cash.
Wow.
But I loved it. Like, I loved working in all the positions. Concession, ticketing. My favorite was usher, because then you have to go into the theater spaces and make sure no one's being a fuck up. And I'd just sit there for 5 minutes and watch the movie, and then I'd go check the next one and sit for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that was great.
This is not important, but I find the store really interesting. When I was in high school, these people didn't go to my high school. I don't remember which high school they went to, but these people were either in late high school or maybe early college. These kids, essentially, at one of the movie theaters in town, created this scam so that basically they were doubling tickets, and if someone paid cash for a ticket, they would, like, keep the cash. But because they were, like, doubling tickets, they weren't, like, printing more tickets. So the money looked even.
Legit, yeah.
Yeah, so basically they would just, like, keep extra tickets, and if someone paid cash, they would use the extras. And I guess they had a ticket taker who would be like, okay, fine. Like, I don't exactly know how they did it, but they had, like, thousands of dollars, apparently.
Wow.
I know.
And I'm assuming they got caught then.
Yes, they got caught. I think it was, like, a story on the news, like,
wow,
local San Antonio teens, because they were, like, because they were, like, again, like, either late high school or very early college, like, still teenagers, and it was, like, run $1,000 fucking scam at the movies. But yeah, I think I was like, oh shit, I didn't know you could do that. Like,
that's crazy.
So the thought of fraud hadn't crossed my mind yet. But anyway, odd jobs. And Kim Jun is like, I just want to settle down. Because also I get it, like, they're 30. And, like, as you get older, like, you want to be able to do stuff.
Yeah,
like, take
you
trips.
need money to do stuff.
Yeah, and you need money. And he doesn't seem like the type of person who wants...
And she doesn't seem...
spend money on her.
Yeah, and she doesn't seem to have the type of jobs or stick around at a job long enough to where she's going to get, like, good vacation time.
Right.
Or any way of, like, moving up to, like, manager and stuff like that.
Right. So, they kind of seem to be, like, in a semi-rocky patch, but it also seems like Hyungjun just loves her so much that he kind of just, like, yields to whatever she wants to do. So then, Jaewon and Kyungjoon are at work, and they learn that Uno has won the bid at work. Yay!
Yay!
Kyungjoon and Jaewon seem happy. Like, Kyungjoon's, like, super pumped. He's like, I saved my friend. And then Jaewon has, like, a little smile, and then Uno's like, fuck, because she realizes Jaewon is her, like, team leader, or whatever. Jaewon tries to do some light internet stalking on Instagram, and he finally finds Uno's account, and he sees that, like, she's been posting things about him and their memories at the beach, like, kind of vaguely. If that was my friend on Instagram, I'd be like, what the fuck is she?
What are you talking about? What friend was reading this book?
I know. Well, yeah, it's like I have 6 friends, and I'm like, why were you reading a book? Anyway. So, I keep scrolling to the top. And then I have to scroll back down. Okay. So, Jaewon decides to drive to her place and return Uno's suitcase, but then he hits her car. I was very confused as to whether this was an accident, because he was just like, oh no, I hit her car. Like, I was like, are you fucking with me right now? Like, or are you just really awkward about, like, having an accident in hitting her car? Anyway. So basically Uno watches the whole thing happen, and then they start to fight when Jaewon tries to downplay the accident. I love when they're, like, on the phone talking to each other, because Alex and I have done that before, where, like, he walks in and we're on the phone talking. And she's like, hang up first. So basically Jaewon's like, it's not that big of a deal, like, it's just a scratch. And she's like, it's my car. And then he's like, I'll pay for it. And he's like, are you rubbing your money in my face? Like, he can't do anything right, basically. And so she, like, gets pissed off, and she kicks his car, but then his ring falls out of her sweater, because she was doing some, like, light jump rope.
Oh, yes.
On the roof, so I guess her necklace was kind of jangling about. And then he's like, what is this? And then Uno freaks out, and she's like, I guess she's scared that she lost the other ring, so she shakes her sweatshirt, and then her ring falls out, and then she steps on it, and then Jaewon just picks her up, which I liked. And then they, like, run back, and he picks up the ring, and he's like, these are our rings, like, what are you doing? And he, like, freaks out, because he's like, you've been telling me that you don't love me and that you're over me, but these are our rings, and, like...
And I threw this fucking ring in the river.
Yeah, like, what were you thinking when you, like, waded through this river looking for this ring? Like, obviously you care. And basically he's like, stop fucking with me. Like, just tell me how you feel. And then, instead of talking, Uno just kisses him. And then Jaewon kisses her back, and then they make out leaning against their cars until the end of the episode. Yay!
And now I'm waiting for someone to walk in on them.
Yes.
For, like, Rin-yi and Kyungjoon to be going over to the house or something.
Well, I was, thinking...
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, like, is Kyungjoon gonna calm down at any minute? Because, like, he, basically, as she was going down, he was going up.
Yes.
And he was like, haha, I left a package for you downstairs. I really like Kanggon. Oh, Kyungjoon. Yeah, I was thinking Kanggon. Like, if he was... Like, he could just be on...
Kanggon, right?
Yes, Kanggon was fucking with her.
Yes.
Yeah, I like their little thing. But yeah, so I'm like, he could just be on the rooftop, like, looking down at them.
He could have heard the accident.
The accident, yes! I was thinking that, like, where is he? But
why isn't he wondering, why hasn't she come back in yet?
Yes. I'm just waiting for that. So I'm really excited to watch the next episode. The last 3, oh my god.
Crazy.
I know.
These little shorties went by quick.
I know. It's been fun. When I was editing our first couple episodes, and we were like, I don't know about this show.
Yeah.
But now I'm, like, very invested, and I'm like, you know, again, it's not, like, very gripping or anything like that, but I'm like, I just want to know the tea.
Yes, totally.
So.
And I just want her to stop being dumb. But also, like, if I was Jaewon, I would, like, keep her at a distance. I would be nervous.
Yeah.
About letting her into my life, like, wholeheartedly again, you know, and, like, going all in, because she fucked him up.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Crazy.
But I guess I would just be like, well, I mean, my cousin knows her.
It's true.
But he's like, this doesn't seem to be like the person Kyungjun described, so I guess maybe he doesn't. Yeah, it's all kind of weird, but I'm guessing they'll end up together. Big prediction.
I have a feeling that that's gonna happen. I don't know.
I'm scared Kyungjun and Nini are gonna break up by the end of the...
Yeah. Like, Jaewon and Uno get together again, but then those two break up.
Yeah, also, I want Kangwon and Sonyoung to, like, get an episode where we can...
Where they either get together or they have closure.
Yeah.
And just can be okay. Yeah, I feel like Reni and Kyungjun are just in different places. And maybe they'll never be in the same place.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Sucks. Yeah.
But
it's like if they were just on an island and didn't have to worry about...
Yeah, if they were just on that beach.
Yes. Let's go live on the beach.
Everyone has a better time at that beach. Yang Yang Beach.
Yeah, but unfortunately, yeah, you have to deal with societal pressure and work and parents and money. So, yeah, it's a bummer. But I'm excited to see where they end up. I'm happy this was like a little... I feel like this was almost like a little tapas or something. A little, appetizer of a drama that we just kind of got to consume really quick.
I agree.
Before our next one. Yeah, do you have any other, like, predictions or things you want to see in the next 3 episodes?
I don't. I almost feel like there should and needs to be some type of actual closure with Uno and her past partner.
Yes, like the therapist said.
Because we've already seen him once, but she hasn't seen him since that time. And I think that's the biggest thing that's fucking her up is what happened in that relationship. And she can't, like... It doesn't seem like she can actually move past it. So maybe if she was to see him again somehow, or, like, I don't know, something.
Yeah. Or maybe like, she already did, and that was part of her, like, I fucked up.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Or, like, Jaewon needs to see him and then give him shit.
Yes, I would love that.
Yeah. Now that he knows, like, who's who in this whole situation.
Yes, for sure. Like, oh, you know each other? Fucking Jaewon. These characters do not know how to read a room.
No, none of them.
It's very frustrating. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the 17th episode, because I know they basically were like, oh, Minho's great. Let's have him back. So I'm wondering if it's just going to be, like, really awkward and like a little add-on, or...
He's going to have a bromance with Kangwon.
Yes.
I feel like the only people that can read a room are those cops.
Yes.
And the couple at the beach.
Yes.
Who, like, looked at each other weird when they first met Uno. Like, this girl was fucking hungry and strange.
I love that couple. I also like those actors. Those actors are in a lot of things that I like. But, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I like them. Do you have a fashion?
I don't. I'm not paying attention to it on this show.
Me neither. Well, except for Uno's, like, very chunky sneakers.
Oh, yeah, when she steps on the ring.
Very 90s.
And very clean.
Yes.
Like, she never uses them.
Have I told you about my, like, K-Swiss incident in, like, 4th grade? I was very proud because I had these, like, very white K-Swiss, like, kind of chunky sneakers. And I always kept them very clean. And then it was someone's birthday at school, and someone dropped a pink cupcake on my K-Swiss sneakers. And I was like, what just happened? And, like, the stitching got, like, stained pink. And I was, like, devastated. And I probably could have cleaned it, but, like, I was a child and my mom didn't give a shit about making sure my K-Swiss were super white. So, I mean, my mom probably would have, like, maybe done something if I had expressed that to her, but I was just like, I guess these are just ruined now. But yeah, I was like,
I'm never wearing these again.
I know. I was so sad because I was like, oh, they're so fresh and white. But
that's why you don't wear white shoes in elementary.
I know. I was trying to be a little fashionista.
Well, I have these like cute vegan boots that I bought, vegan leather, and they fit perfectly. They're like the perfect height. And I love them. And I had them when I was at work one day. And I was walking away from my heavy-ass door. And there's, like, a gap between the door and the floor when it first, like, opens and closes because it's an outside door. And that door fucking, like, got caught on the heel of my boot.
Oh, no.
And it scraped off, like, a little chunk of the back. It's like,
no.
What the fuck? And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to fucking deal with this now. And then one day, we took Edie to Andrew's mom's. And her and Lucy were, like, playing around and goofing off. And Edie, like, jumped at me, scratched my boot. And it has, like, 2 big scratches. Like, they're not very noticeable, not like the back of the heel. But I just looked down. I was like, God damn it, Edie. And now part of me just wants to buy a new pair. Because they're just ruined.
Yeah, that... I hate it when clothes or, like, shoes get ruined. Because you're like, fuck.
And it happens so much with shoes because, like, you fucking walk with them, you know? Like, they're literally touching the ground.
Yes.
Everywhere you go. Like, it's hard to keep them clean and perfect. I don't know how people do that shit.
I don't either. I also scuffed a boot because there are a bunch of, like, stairs at our office, and some of the stairs are, like, concrete. And so, like, I accidentally, like, kind of stumbled over a stair and scratched my boot on concrete. It wasn't super bad, but, again, it's a thing. You look down and you're like, yep, I remember when I fucking did that.
Yep. And then you don't really know how to fix that either. Like, you can't get a polisher and cover that. It's, like, obvious that you tried to cover it.
Yeah.
Just, ugh, God.
Anyway.
Shoes, man.
Guys, if you know how to, like, fix boot scuffs, let us know. Tweet us or Instagram us.
Please.
Well, I think that's it.
I think so, too.
I'm so excited. I don't really have any other corner because we've been recording these so fast. That, yeah. My God.
I could hear that.
On the thing, it, like, made a huge, noise
a
thing.
Little blip.
Yes. But yeah. Do you have any other corners you want to visit?
Not really. Still watching Sweet Home. That's getting weirder every time. Still watching MasterChef Junior.
Okay.
Finished season 1 of The Circle, but season 2 just started. So probably gonna watch that pretty soon. And then we're still watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And I think we're almost done with season 2. I'm
so behind.
It's so good.
I've just been, like, Great British Baking Show, Bob's Burgers. And I don't know what I'm doing else with my time. Like, I guess, YouTube. Like, the thing is, there's so much good content on YouTube now. Like, a lot of celebrities are making their own shows and stuff. So, yeah.
There's
like,
a lot to watch.
IU has a YouTube channel, and so she just, like, makes, like, little vlogs. But then she also, like, does long sit-down interviews. So, like, she did stuff with Shiny, and then she also, I think her latest one is with Gongyu, the guy from Goblin. Like, Goblin. So I'm like, these are, like...
Goblin.
Yeah, Goblin from Goblin. They're, like, 45 minutes long, and I'm like, I just wasted 45 minutes of my life watching this, but I enjoyed it. So...
That's nice.
Yeah. A lot of very good Korean content on YouTube. Oh, also, I found this YouTube girl who, her family owns a cafe, and most of her videos are just vlogs of her working at the cafe, and it's, like, so satisfying to watch. It's, like, again, really soothing, because it's, like, filmed nicely. It's just, like, her cutting cakes, and, like, she shows, like, I'm making, like, a vanilla latte, and, like, I'm making a whatever smoothie, and she just makes it, and it's, like, it's not a recipe, it's just her making it, but I'm like, this is very soothing to watch. It's, like, all very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
So, that's also what I've been wasting my time doing. Watching cafe vlogs. So, okay. Well, guys, let us know if there's something we should be watching, and what we're gonna watch next.
Yes.
I think Reply 1988. Should we have a poll? What do you think?
Let's just do it.
Okay, no poll. We'll do a poll
It's
next
settled.
time. After Reply 1988, we'll have a poll for the next one after that.
All right.
Okay. I guess that's it.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, drama.